Fat Airlines takes the stage where we were, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so fly. Fat Airlines, soar in the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. From tarmac dreams to handles tight, every touchdown a perfect flight. He's a runway king, streak out the fog. Game so smooth, they call it airlock. Fat Airlines, soaring the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust in Fat Airlines we trust. Pin the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation friends, like skyrocket. Engine scream, Fat Airlines living in a stream. Takes the stage with fair lore, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so ho. Like a jumbo's thrust in Fat Airlines we trust. Ping the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation friends, like skyrocket, engine scream. Fat Airlines living in a stream.
Yo yo, what's up everybody? This is Jeremy with Fat Airlines. Nice to be here today. We're going to play some World of Airports, as you are familiar with. We play World of Airports every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We are here, and today we're going to play some Prague Airport. You know, we have a few airports. We got Innsbruck, we got Bari, we got Prague, all unlocked. You know, we went through Innsbruck and Bari to level up and unlocked Prague through there. We have San Diego. Finally, we reached the level to unlock Muscat, so we have Muscat Airport as well. And then we are very close at LHR. I mean, look at this, right? If you look at LHR, we got 2 more levels to play at LHR, but we've been playing LHR for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. So I wanted to make take a little break from LHR, even though we're so close to unlocking Sydney, and go here into Prague. We haven't been into Prague for a while. You know, Prague, we're only level 12. Muscat, we're only level 6. So the only way we could really make progress is by playing the game, right? That's the only way you can really level up your airport, is by playing the game. So today we're going to play some Prague. If you guys don't know, and you weren't here last week, you know, we had a baby a couple weeks ago. So essentially, I'm still here on streams. I'm not sure how often we're going to be streaming or how long my streams are going to be, but I'm going to try to make it still on Saturdays for maybe a couple hours. And, of course, try to throw in a few additional streams if possible. But I am happy to be here. I'm excited to play some World of Airports, and I'm excited to be here with you guys. So with that, I'll start saying what's up to you guys. So what's up, Raptor? What's up, France Japan? What's up, Rating? Nice to see you. He says this song slaps. I'm glad you like it. Hungarian, what's up, man? Adam Cack is here. We got Raptor XRR. We got Cricket Reels. We got Hammy. We got Future Pilot. We got a DJ. We got Sir Buffles. It's always nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. Let's see. It's Dan is here. Nice. Mercurial Justice. Nice to see you too, bro. We got Sarah here. We have Sammy. We have Stuart. We have Hidden. What's up, Hidden? You gotta head to work today? Oh, on a Saturday? That stinks. But I hope you have a good day, man. And thanks for hopping in. Appreciate that as always. Who else? So yeah, at Prague, the first thing I like to do at Prague is I really like to prioritize landing of the special planes. So I have different planes hearted here, and look at all these Concords. Oh my gosh! So I have Concords hearted, and then it looks like I have a few A380s hearted as well. I have the Concords hearted because the Concords, they travel fast, right? So when we're playing an airport like Prague, and we look at the world map here, the Concorde, this Concorde, for example, is coming from Washington, but the Concorde can come from LHR. I think we have a Concorde coming from Leipzig as well. So there's a lot of different destinations that we can get the Concorde from. So it's pretty exciting to kind of just have this coming in. But from IAD, it's a 2-hour round trip. So I mean, today it doesn't look like we're gonna be. I don't know if I'll be here in an hour 43 minutes, but it's always a good plane to handle first, because if the other player is playing that other airport, you can really get a lot of handlings done in such a short amount of time. So yeah. Rating, thank you for the congratulations. Thank you, Hungarian. How's the baby and family doing? The baby's been great. No complaints there. Baby is doing fantastic. Mom is doing great. And I'm doing all right. I'm finding it hard to find time for myself, but I'm trying to make time. But then all the time that I'm making is also cutting into my sleep time, which is not good. So that's a struggle I'm trying to figure out. But I'll figure it out. All right. What we're going to do here is we're going to turn on the approach manager. And I'm also going to turn on the ground manager. I'm turning on the approach manager because I want the landings to be automated, right? I want the planes to automatically land. I'm still going to assign the stands myself, but I want them to automatically land. And then I'm going to also assign the ground manager, not because I need it to push back the planes, and not because there's runways to cross. There's no runways to cross at Prague, but it's for the speed up of taxiing. I really want that boost because at Prague there is quite a bit of taxiing. You got all the Concords that are land, or all the larger planes. They exit all the way down here, and then they have to go through this entire path. I mean, look at this path, right? We're going to turn on the path thing for this. So if you look at this path, it has to go all the way that way to its stand. If you look at this guy, right, it came through that same path through this way all the way to that stand. So it is quite a journey it has to take in order to get to its stand. So I want to make sure that we are at least speeding it up a little bit, and we'll see if that makes it any better. I'm not sure if it makes it any better or not, but I guess we'll see today, right? That's one thing I've been talking about for the last few streams, is that maybe I should turn the ground manager on. But yeah. What's up, Tomas? What's up, Noodle? What's up, Tony? How are you? How are the kids? Oh, the kids are great. Yep. My mom's here today. I think my dad's coming over later because he still hasn't met the new baby girl. So I think he's coming over later today. So that'll be fun. You know, it's always fun just having family over, and you know, also having, you know, help watching the kids is nice too. Is the Antonov AN-22 a special plane? I think you can buy the plane, right? So it's usually an event plane, but I think that's a plane that you can also buy, right? 22. Yeah, you can buy this plane, but it's not a plane that I usually like recommend necessarily. Like this plane, it doesn't really have a lot of profitability. I don't think it is profitable. I'm not sure. But I do know that there are a lot of other better planes for you to get for $450,000, and a lot cheaper. Well, it's not too expensive to unlock. It's only like 35 gold planes, right? But you know, there are better planes for you to unlock, to help you out with your airport journey. But you also do get it as a special plane. I wouldn't consider it a special plane at this time. No. All right, let's expand that. All right, we're gonna line up some planes. We're gonna make sure the planes take off. And here, I want to do the airports that are closest, but I also want to do with people who are here. So we've seen Adam Cack here in the chat, so we're gonna land his plane, and then I think Seabird might be here too, so we're gonna land that plane. All right. We got the Concorde over here that's going to be ready for handling soon. Tony asked, any idea what's the next airport? Nah, not really. But I also haven't been like super connected. But I don't typically, like the World of Airports Discord, they'll like make an announcement or something like that. But I haven't really seen anything like any major news about it. Like as far as like the announcements channels, as far as like social media. And you know, just also, you know, small chats with the developers. I haven't heard of any what the next airport's going to be. That really hasn't been dropped yet. But I mean, this airport, how long ago did SCL come out? That was like July 1st, right, or July 4th or something. It was the beginning of this month. So typically we have that airport for like a month or two, like a month. It's usually like a month and a half. Almost like 6 weeks, and then they start teasing the next airport. They let the newest airport kind of resonate, let people kind of, you know, get used to it, play with it, and then they start to announce the next one. What's up, Cheshire Orange? Some of my things are not working here, so this is weird. My computer was having issues this morning, and yeah, my computer was having issues this morning, so some of the things aren't working. Yo, Raptor, thanks for being first too. I forgot to mention that. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming. Man Royal says, "Hey Fat, I made Bari Modern with NEP. I don't know what that means, man, but sounds cool." Oh, it's Dan. Say, "Hey Fat, how did the email contracts work?" Oh yeah, I'm a little behind on email contracts. I'm always behind, I would say, but for those of you who don't know, we have on fatairlines.com right now. You can go onto the website and enter your World of Airports username and your email address, and when you do that, you're gonna get like just a confirmation email. But then after that, when I send out an email, which is supposed to be like every 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm a little behind because I still have like 50 more contracts to send from my GRU for the previous contract. But whenever I have a new contract available, what I do is I send out an email, and this email goes out, and it tells you what plane I'm sending out, and what airport it's coming from, and what airports it can go to. So I have an idea for my next email contract giveaway, or sorry, it's not even a giveaway. Everybody who replies back with a compatible airport is guaranteed a plane. So you will get a contract. It just might take me a little bit of time. I've tried to do like more airports that I play every single day. So I think for my next contract, I'm going to do a contract from my Washington, my IAD, and I think it's going to be like an A21NX. Which is kind of an expensive plane. I have 22 million wallers at my IAD, so I think I can afford it. But if I have to spend, gold planes on Wallers, then I'll do it. But ultimately, I think that's going to be the next contract, and that's a pretty cool plane from IAD, because the A21NX can go to Leipzig, it can go to Innsbruck, it can go to LHR, it can go to St. Martin. Can it go to GRU? I don't think so. But it can go to those European airports. It can stay in the US as well. Like, it can go to MSY, it can go to San Diego, it can go to St. Martin. So it has a lot of different airports it can go to. And Washington's an airport that I play daily. So we'll get a lot of handlings on that with whoever we contract with. So all you got to do is reply back to that email, or one of the emails, and then I'll get that contract sent over to you. I always reply back to let you know when the contract was sent to. That way you can accept it as soon as possible. I don't care how often you handle the plane. I just hope that you can accept the contract sooner rather than later, because they, each of those planes that are waiting for a contract, they hold a stand, which then slows me down from handling different planes. Hungarian bought Sydney. Okay. You want to chill far away from everyone. That's funny. What's up, Auto Fan? How long am I planning on streaming today? Probably for like another hour and a half or so. I don't know. We'll see. What's up, bro channels? If you want to make your airport at Bari realistic, is it okay if I have 38Ms, NX, Neos, 295s, no planes I own myself? Just want to know if modern planes can solve it. Oh, I have no clue, man. I'm not an expert at Bari Airport, so that's probably a question for somebody else, not for me. Definitely don't know. I don't play any of these airports realistically. I play with other players. So not just on my stream account, but even on my main account, most of the airplanes that I have coming in are all from other players. So I'm not the guy to ask for that. Sorry, man. What's up, Luis Farias? Nice to see you. What's up, TK Draken? Santiago de Chile was released on June 28th. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, we're probably about like 2 or 3 weeks away from an announcement of the next airport. How many of you guys are maxed out at SCL? I am not maxed out yet. I'm getting there though. I'm like level 60 or something, but I'm not maxed out. What's up, Rick Rashid? Jav K from Australia says I need 248 more livery to complete because there's many Chinese airlines. Nice. A21NX from IAD cannot go to Bari, cannot go to SCL, cannot go to GRU. Of course, it can't go to Muscat, Nagoya, BKK, or Sydney. Okay, so it can't go to GRU. That's sad. But hey, I think it's still a pretty solid. It's been a while since I had a plane in my email contract that can go to Innsbruck. I try to do like every 2 or 3 emails where we have an airplane that can go to Innsbruck, because I also want to be able to help out new players, right? And every single player in the game has Innsbruck, so I always try to I want to help out new players as much as I want to help out existing players. I could buy 160 A21NX with 22 million wallers. Oh my gosh, I think I usually get about like 100 to 140 responses, which is why I've been using a lot of smaller planes, because it's a lot of wallers, right? And 22 million, you don't come up with that overnight, right? That's not something that just poof appears into your account. But like I said, if I need to spend gold planes, I'll spend gold planes. Do you have any tips for Sydney? Sydney's a tough airport because it's kind of isolated. Yeah, it's kind of isolated. I mean, now you have BKK, so BKK can help you with some contracts as well. But really, it's almost like a single player airport in a lot of ways. I think the people who have the most fun playing Sydney are the ones who are mainly playing on random contracts or map contracts, or the local, regional, international contracts. I mean, if you have some larger planes unlocked, or any larger planes that you have saved from Premium Pass, right? Because if with the Premium Pass, like this one right here, this is not a large plane, but if you have a larger plane and it doesn't say, you know, only Prague or only an airport, that means you can claim this airplane at any airport. So if you have a larger airplane from another pass, you know, that could really help you out, because then, you know, that'll help you get some player contracts. Or if you have a large plane unlocked, you can also, you know, try to buy that. But in the beginning, it's hard to really save up enough. So I think it makes a lot of sense at Sydney to redeem a larger plane, so that way you have a plane that's going to bring you in some money. Although you don't really start off with the large plane terminal in the beginning. And nowadays what you have to do is when you're unlocking a stand, you have to unlock all of the sizes below it. So in this case, I already have stands A and B unlocked, but if I wanted to unlock stand C, the C size, I have to also buy A and B. So that makes things a little bit more complex and complicated for the like when you get into the D and E and F sizes, because you need a little bit more wallers to unlock it. So that does kind of slow you down a little bit, but that's also why you need larger planes, because larger planes are going to be the ones that give you more wallers for each handling. So I don't know if the Sydney Premium Pass is not like up there on the list of my like premium passes that you must get. It's not up there on the must get list. But the premium pass, I mean, it will help you, because all the premium passes will give you currency at level 0, and then it gives you more on the premium side at level 1. So that'll help you out, you know. And then getting the wallers every once in a while can also help speed things up, as like for unlocking more stands. But yeah, it's like a single player airport in a lot of ways, and you just want to handle like those medium planes as much as you can from the local contracts. How often do I play St. Martin? I aim to play it like once a week. I was playing it last night, but St. Martin is such a weird airport too, because like I can handle like a ton of small planes, but then like I still have like 60 more planes to land, because like 50 of those 60 planes are large or D, E, or F size planes, right? So that makes things a lot slower. All right, let's see. We got a contract here. We got Adam Cack with the contract. Wait, did I accept? I thought I. There we go. Looking good. Yeah, I try to play St. Martin. Like it's a chill airport. So I do go in there like when I'm like playing other games, for example, because like it just makes sense for me to play St. Martin while I'm playing other airports, because at St. Martin you're really spending a lot of time waiting for planes to land and taxi, and then like to depart. Like a lot of the time is spent waiting like for planes landing and then taxiing on the runway, right? So there's a lot of downtime in between handling the planes. So I play it and I play other games at the same time. Hungarian's level 20 at SCL. Adam is level 31. Mercurial Justice, bro, you were maxed out at SCL like week 1 though, right, bro? Luis is level 53 at SCL. Rick Rashid has a long way to go. Hammy's on vacation. Yep. I don't know. I saw your player news post. Your vacation work was crazy up until the time I left. That's no problem at all, Hammy. I don't mind. But it's good to know, you know, like I'm glad that like things are okay. That's the important thing, right? It's like it's only work. Only work and vacation. Vacation's nice. But if it was like, you know, other things happening, I know there's a couple other players that like used to play daily that I haven't seen their planes in like a month or two. So it's like, oh man, I hope they're doing all right, you know. And then there's a couple players who like before like a few days ago, I didn't see their planes for a month, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing their planes again. I'm like, oh cool, they're back. That's awesome to see. So yeah, good to hear. Magic Skies is level 50. Hockey fan is 58. MK Specialist is Prague. You're one level away from IAD. Let's go. IAD is such a cool airport. I'm excited to unlock IAD myself because IAD is like really it has an expensive premium pass. That's like the that's like the worst part about IAD is how expensive the premium pass is. But I would say the premium pass still could be worth it. It's just like not the first one you're going to unlock, right? Saving up 110 gold planes is quite a challenge. But even without the premium pass, you still have so many stands there that you can handle multiple planes at once. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you. With one more level, you get there soon. Sydney has good connectivity from SEL. Oh, snap. Good to know. Good comms. How's the new baby? New baby, you know, I'm so blessed. You know, she's such a good baby. You know, only cries when she's hungry or needs a new diaper or wants to be held. You know, it's and she doesn't even cry. She's more like whines, you know. I've heard her cry a couple times, but usually it's because of my fault or because she wants mom, not dad, you know. But it's always tough for me, like these first few months as the newborn. Once she gets older, then I feel like I get more involved. But yeah, it's nice to be a dad of a boy and a girl. So I'm excited to see where this takes, where this goes. You know, the next years, the next many years. What's up, Rhoda Bridge? What's up, Cleo? Cleo, long time no see, I think, right? Williams eating pizza, nice. You know, pizza sounds like a great idea. You know, but I'm on a diet. Well, actually, I don't even want to say diet. It's more like I changed how I eat my food, like what I eat. So, like one of the things that I've been doing is focusing a lot more on protein. So I aim to get like 150 grams of protein every day, and I don't hit that goal. And then I have like 200 carbs per day, 200 grams, and then my fat is very low. It's like 50 grams. I don't think it's 50. I forget what the actual number is. I have it in MyFitnessPal, but yeah, I've lost a good amount of weight. I still have some more weight I want to lose, but pizza is not really high on it's very high on fat, so it's like I can't really have that too much. Hockey fan, you got 2 million wallers everywhere except SCL. Let's go. I think I do too. Actually, no, at Innsbruck I only got like 1.5 mil. Maybe I got 2 mil at Innsbruck. I don't know. I haven't played Innsbruck in so long. I do play it every once in a while because it's funny. We get so many event planes at Innsbruck that like every once in a while I have to log in, or I have to, you know, when I go in to accept the event planes, I just run out of contract capacity. So I need to, you know, I buy more contract capacity, and then I handle some more planes. Because when I go into airports with the event planes, I go into, you know, contracts here. I accept the event plane, and then I go into local contract. I accept the local contract, and then I go into random player arrival, and I accept the random player arrival. So I always have like a bunch of planes that have only just one handling needed, which then, you know, causes me to run out of contract capacity. Hungarian said, that's me gone for half a year, then back and still lacking in handling. Now, you're good at Hungarian too, but I think you also kind of mentioned it in the player news channel. So guys, on the Fat Airlines Discord, I have maybe I could show you. Discord, come on, open up Discord. Oh, I can't open Discord. I don't know why. iOS 26, you know, but yeah, on the Fat Airlines Discord, we have a forum, a channel. You know, we have a space there where players can type in like their news, their updates, and that could be like if you're going away on vacation, you can make a post there. If you unlock the new airport, you can post it there. If you've reached different milestones, like I've seen some people, you know, they reached 3 million silver planes, they made a post. That's perfect. You know, different things you can make a post, but if you change your player name, make a post, right? But Player news is fantastic for that, because we can really see, like, you can see, like, if somebody's inactive, check the player news to see what's going on. Then you can, like, make a decision. Oh, this player's on vacation, that means they're probably coming back, you know, afterwards and playing again. Or if this person is taking a break from World of Airports, who knows how long that's going to take, right? They might not even come back. So, like, for it's always kind of good to, like, make an announcement in that channel, because then people can make a decision if they want to keep the contract with you, or not. You know, because sometimes if a player doesn't see they're playing for a week, they might just automatically assume that you quit or you're gone, and there goes your contract with them, right? But if they know, hey, you're gone for a week because you're on vacation, or like in my case, right, I'm playing a little bit less frequently because I have a new baby. You know, maybe some people might still cancel contracts. I've seen a few contracts get canceled, right? But that's because everybody has, like, their own goals when it comes to playing World of Airports. But at least you're helping people, like, at least understand why you're not playing. Yo, Sky Ranger, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate that. How's Big Brother adapting? The brother, you know, my son, he's doing great. He's you know, he's a boy, so he's a little rougher than he thinks he is, but ultimately I think he's doing great. Doing great. Okay, what we got here? We got AutoFan with the L plane contract. AutoFan, what is your username? I don't see an AutoFan here. And I think I already accepted. Yeah, I accepted the Adam Cack plane. Leo says on stream, yes, but on the game I'm every day, especially SEL. Gotcha. Okay. I think Cleo, Mr. K, right? You're Mr. K. So I think we have a lot of contracts on my Fat Airlines account and not on the Fat Rican account. So I think that's why I haven't really played Fat Airlines. Like, I barely have time to play my main account, let alone play on both of my devices. So sorry to everybody who has planes to my Fat Airlines. Hope you understand. But yeah, I think that's why I haven't seen your plans, because I think we have a lot more contracts on that account. What's up, Sky Ranger? Kamikaze, nice to see you. Chimera, nice to see you. 10 to 10, nice to see you too. Francis here too, nice. Noah says, Noah has a quick question. Do I have to find a specific player to get my own plane to level 10 instantly? Yes, you do. So you can join the Fat Airlines Discord. There's plenty of players there, and like we have a contract board, and on the contract board I highly recommend you always put your username on there. And then like it's probably a good idea to put in how often you play as well. If you put in how often you play, then that might get, you know, you're gonna get somebody who wants it, who sends you, sorry, you're gonna get somebody who accepts your contract, understanding that you play every day, or understanding that you play once a week, or you play every once in a while, because different players have different expectations. Everybody's different here, and that's the cool thing about like this the way contracts work. You know, before 2.0, I know now we're in 3.1.1, but before 2.0, you had to handle the plane within a 4-hour window. So it was like a really, I mean, it was kind of cool in that way, because it felt like you were actually handling like a live plane landing almost. But it also caused a lot of like stress, and like you had to like coordinate so much with your other players. You had to coordinate like, what's your time zone? Oh, we're 12 hours away. What time do you play the game? What time do I play the game? And it was so much coordination that had to be put together in order just for a connection to be done. But now you don't really need that much coordination. So I think you could just make a post on the Fat Airlines contract board. There's plenty of people there. But if you don't want to join the Fat Airlines Discord, which is I guess understandable, I always recommend it. It's a nice place there. But you could also, I'm always accepting contracts to my IAD, to my LHR, to my IAD, my LHR, my BKK, and right now to my SCL. I think SCL might end up being a daily airport. It's actually like it's a fun airport. The planes don't have to taxi too long. I can handle a ton of planes at once. It handles a bunch of larger planes too. I'm really liking SCL. So I might end up being SCL like instead of one of those other three. But for now, it's those 4 airports are the airports I'm playing daily. So if you want to send me a contract, you can feel free, but you can also feel free to spread the love. I don't need to be the only one you send a contract to, because like, what if I go on vacation, or what if I have a baby, right? Which I did. Like something, those things can happen. And if you have all your contracts with me, then you know, if I disappear for a day or two or a week or whatever, then that slows you down, right? So it's always that's why it's always a good idea, in my opinion, to mix it up with different players. We can't gamble. Oh no. Let's turn that on. I think I could turn it on. I was running into some issues. Yeah, I was running into some issues this morning. So a lot of my automations, my stream automations, are just not working. But I can turn on the stream avatars for sure, I think. Yeah, a lot of things were not working this morning, and I didn't have time because I was already like, when I was sitting down to get ready to stream, I was already like 3 minutes late, and then my wife needed help with something, so then that caused me to be another 10 minutes late. So, and then I tried to fix the issue that I was having, and I was like, you know, I'm already 15 minutes late. Let me not let me not hold back the stream longer. Noah says, Noah asks, also, do I have to maintain my planes and how? Yeah, so what happens is, actually, we got my plane right here, right? Or that's not my plane, this one. So you have your own plane, so you only have to do maintenance on your own planes, right? So on your own planes, if you click on the eye and you go over to maintenance, you can see where you're at with your maintenance cycle. So in this case, with this plane going from Prague to GRU, it takes 8 maintenance points every single time we handle this plane. Now, a small check usually starts at 100 maintenance points, and a large check usually starts at 400 maintenance points. So what'll happen is, once you're done with the contract, or it's time to extend your contract or to upgrade your contract, the game will automatically start maintenance if it's needed to happen. And how that's calculated is, in this case, right, this round trip maintenance is 7.59. So on a contract of 10, it's going to take 75.9 maintenance points for maintenance, for that contract. So by the time this contract is done, this contract will be at like 24.1 maintenance. So then I'm going to renew this contract with who? With Hammy. When this contract gets renewed with Hammy, and Hammy accepts the renewal, then this plane is going to, before I can even start handling it, it's going to ask me to start maintenance. So you're going to have to pay the cost, and then it's going to sit at that stand from like 10 to 25 minutes. And the cool thing is, those 10 to 25 minutes work just like the tower managers. They are going whether or not the game is open. So you can start maintenance, you can exit the airport, play another airport, or play another game, whatever, and that maintenance timer is still running. And then once that maintenance timer is done, then you can begin handling and send out that plane. Now, when it comes to large check, it's very similar, except the large check takes a lot longer, it costs a lot more, and your plane leaves your airport, and usually that's anywhere from like 12 to like 20 hours or something like that. So it takes a very long time. I think A380 could be like 24 hours. I'm not sure, but it does take some time. So it'll automatically happen. You don't have to keep an eye on it really, because there are a couple things you can do to kind of reduce maintenance. Like if you play the landing mini game, if you get 100% on the landing mini game, you can get +1 maintenance point. But I don't think +1 is really like worth it. I mean, if I'm handling this A388 to 10 times, right? This plane is going to land in my airport 10 times, and I get +1 maintenance point. That's only 10 more maintenance points. And that's if I handle the plane, if I land the plane perfectly every time, which, you know, I don't always land the plane perfectly. Oh, I got you. Flotter Airways. My bad. Thank you. We got Magis Kai's here. Awesome, awesome. Oh, I need to turn on the avatars. Where are they? There they are. All right, good. Here, now you guys can do some betting and gambling if you want. I'm just setting up a bunch of these planes to land. I like to schedule the planes that are closest to land first, simply because, like, well, what this? Oh, it's 47-minute round trip. That's not too bad actually from Bari, but like, oh, and LHR is actually not that. That's interesting. LHR is like just as far from Prague as Bari is, almost, and I didn't realize that. I felt like LHR was closer. Oh well. That means I don't have to prioritize LHR, but I do want to prioritize Leipzig for sure. Yo, what's up, Easy? Nice to see you. I know Easy's constantly playing World of Airports, right? We need to take a look at the leaderboards too. It's been a while, but I'm not looking at the leaderboards today. Raptor said your E295 is on its way back. Nice. Hungarian said definitely prioritize LAJ. Are you still a Leipzig main? Look at Raptor with that 92 landing. Nice. Let's see if I can get a landing. Oh, my buttons aren't working. That's crazy. Why aren't they working? Why is nothing working today? Oh, I know why that one's not working. Because my app isn't working. What's up, Kuba? Says, how are you? I'm good, man. You know, just not getting a lot of sleep, but that comes with the responsibility of being a father of a newborn, right? And it's if I went to sleep early, and that's the one thing I'm a night person or a night owl, I would say. I don't go to sleep early. I try, sometimes I do, but say I need to work on that. Usually I'm going to bed at like midnight or 1 a.m. I used to go to bed at 2 or 3 a.m. But that was not good at all. So yeah, I go to bed way too late. If I went to bed at the same time as my kids, I'd be able to wake up a lot earlier, which would probably be better for me. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like at nighttime when they're sleeping is when I can actually get more work done. When I guess I could flip it the other way, like morning time when they're sleeping, I can get things done too. I don't know, but essentially, the lack of sleep is mostly my fault. Kuba's level 29 at SCL, nice. Bets aren't working, that's interesting. So many things not working today, and I don't know why. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I just had so many things. Like I think I need to reboot my computer. I think that's what has to happen. But I mentioned this earlier, but I was already late to the stream today, so I didn't want to like troubleshoot all the issues. So a lot of my automations aren't working. A lot of things aren't working today. I'm gonna say I hate that the airports I find the coolest are the worst airports. Like from Leipzig, you can't dump a lot of cargo to players, and Sydney's quite bad with its passing runways. Yeah. Leipzig's a good airport to receive a lot of planes, though. But you're right. If you want to have your planes, it's kind of like you can't just like send, 15 planes to one player, right? It just won't. It won't work. It just won't work. So. I mean, some player I'll still accept 15 cargo planes, but then what'll end up happening is I don't handle all of them. Like at my IAD, for example, I have so many larger planes, both cargo and passenger, that there are times where it's like I have 60 planes left to land, and all 60 of them are just larger planes. So my medium stands are empty. My small stands, or sorry, my B, C stands are both empty, and it's just waiting for the D, E, and F planes to come in. So yeah, I get it. All right, how long is it from BKK? 5 hours. Wow, that's actually not terrible though. This is from IAD, 4 hours. Cool. What's my favorite airport in WoA? Sky Ranger asked. I mean, it really depends on like what I'm trying to like accomplish that day. It's hard to say, I would say, because like I got my favorite my daily airports, right? So LHR, but LHR it is like up there. I'm always up there on my list of my favorite airports because it just has so many stands. You can handle like 190 planes on the ground. Now, are you able to actually handle 190 planes at once? Most likely not. Like even though I buy more handling crew, I still don't have enough handling crew to handle all the planes that are on the ground at once. But I'm getting close. But LHR is also kind of tough to make it like the #1 airport all the time because you only you have one runway for arrivals and one runway for departures. So that kind of slows things down a little bit instead of it being like both runways for arrivals and departures, which can sometimes speed things up, especially if you have the tower manager on where you can change the ratio so you can actually get a lot more arrivals quicker if you wanted to. But what I like to do at LHR is I like to turn on the tower managers, leave my iPad on overnight, and then that means when I play in the morning, there's a bunch of planes on the ground at LHR waiting for me to handle. So I think that is a really good way, or at least for me, to play LHR, and it gets me a lot of handlings and a lot of planes at once. SCL is up there on my list now too as a favorite airport. I really like how quick it is, like, to kind of get your planes at the stands. The one, I guess, negative thing about SCL though is that one is that right now there's no airport to unlock afterwards, so it's not like an airport I'm going to actively recommend to other players to like unlock right now. Eventually it might be an airport I recommend to unlock, right? But right now you want to unlock it if you're gonna. I don't recommend unlocking an airport, period. But if you are going to unlock an airport, at least do an airport that you can unlock something else afterwards. But SCL, the block stands really get me, and they get to me, and they kind of get annoying sometimes, especially if I'm using the delivery manager. So I'm excited about like the new scheduling feature that's going to come, because it looks like that new scheduling feature is also going to include it looks like it's also going to include disabling stands for certain sizes, right? So like for example, we can look at well, we can disable like this, like yeah, especially like stands 22, 23, 24, and 58 over here. I would 100% disable the C on all three of the or all four of those stands. Like there is no scenario where I need a seaplane, or there's actually, okay, no scenario might be too dramatic, but there's very little, like there's rarely going to be a scenario where I'm gonna not have enough seaplanes everywhere else. Like we have dedicated seaplanes over here, we have seaplanes that can go over here. Like there are seaplanes available to park anywhere. So on these stands here, I would disable the seaplane like instantly. Even over here, you know, 13, 14, 5, and 3, those stands, I would disable the C stand immediately, you know? So, yeah. That's my biggest complaint about SEL, but I feel like that's going to be fixed in a future update. Yo, Tennyson, you have only 3 levels to max out IAD. Nice. Gotta accept some contracts. Alright, what do we got here? We got Magiskies with the M plane contract. We got Flarter Airways with the M plane contract. Let's go. Guys, if you want to send me a contract to my Phat Empire account, you do have to do a redemption on Twitch. On Twitch, you have to go underneath the chat. There's a little fat coin icon, and you can redeem an S plane contract if you're sending me a B class plane. You do a C plane if you're sending me, or sorry, you do a medium contract if you're sending me a C plane, or like a 752. Like certain D planes I'll accept as a medium plane. I'm using like the old classification. I haven't updated it yet for on Twitch, because I just don't want there to be like, you know, I don't want there to be 6 different redemptions. I feel like that gets too busy. Maybe I have to do it though. Maybe I have to do it. Any more F planes? Here's an F plane that needs to be handled. How much time we have? We have 15 minutes on the timer here. So I'm going to add another 20 minutes. And then I'm also going to turn on now the departure manager, because I'm noticing that I am not exactly the best at telling these planes to push back. And this queue here is starting to get a little long, right? And the thing is, the way World of Airports works now, as of update 3.0, this plane does not actually show up as a departure until it takes off from the airport. So we have this CRJ2F from Adam Cack coming from, or yeah, now it's going to go to LHR. You see, there's no CRJ2F heading to LHR right now, right? So what we have to do is we have to wait for that plane to take off from the runway before it even takes off and gets to the other airport. So especially at an airport like Prague, where the round trips are so short, especially when you're doing like a contract to Leipzig or to LHR or to Innsbruck or to Bari, those round trips are so short, even for like a non-Concorde plane, that you want to make sure that those planes are taking off. So here we go, right? We have Adam Cack's plane took off, and now it's showing up. So that is important when you're doing, like, especially like when you're playing live with other people, or the other players playing at other airport at the same time as you. You can really slow things down by not telling planes to take off. So that's why I'm activating the departure manager now. And the cool thing is the departure manager will also line up those planes. And then, of course, like I said before, this queue is starting to get a little long. So, like, it's already blocking these stands 1, 2, and 3. We're getting to the point where it's going to end up blocking a few more soon. Yo, what's up, little Snowyak? She says GRU ain't great. Every plane needs to cross the runway every time. Yeah, that's the hardest part about GRU is, like, the landing runway is the furthest one out, so it has to cross the departure runway for the planes to get to their stand. So it makes it where that ground manager is essentially needed. And then sometimes, and I can't seem to understand when this happens, but sometimes at GRU, it also seems like even though the runway is not in use, or sometimes the planes just don't cross the runway. It's like it prioritizes departures over planes crossing the runway, when I feel like it should be doing like everything, it should be like in chronological order. It should be like in order. This plane landed first, so it's going to cross the runway. Then this plane's going to depart. Then the next plane's going to cross the runway. Then the next plane's going to depart. I don't know why it doesn't work like that, because sometimes I'll have like 5 planes waiting to cross the runway. And it's like, dude, I'm like, tower manager, just let them cross. But the tower manager just does not let them cross. Hockey fan says SCL is really good in my opinion. Taxi times to gates is good, and waiting to take off doesn't block planes. Yeah, I've had it a couple times though where I had way too many planes at SCL that I actually started blocking planes. But that was more of because I think I was playing that airport for like 3 hours or something, and it was a lot of larger planes. So it was more of a me problem, and not like a constant problem like you would see at like other airports, smaller airports especially. Hungarian said it would be good if we could level up airports even with no rewards infinitely. This will help us grind levels and could be a leaderboard category. I wish, man. That's always like my favorite part about like starting a new airport, is that I have the opportunity to level it up. Even if they just gave us like, like if they gave us additional levels and they gave us Wallers as rewards. I mean, Wallers aren't the most exciting, but like you said, it doesn't have to be anything complex. And then like, give us at like every 50 levels, give us a gold plane. I know, like, I play Destiny 2 a lot, and like Destiny 2, once you're done with the season pass, you still earn like experience, right? But so every 5 levels that you gain of experience, they give you like a free cosmetic. So it's like, all right, that's pretty cool. Like, I would appreciate that. Like, so maybe it's like a random loot box that you get on every 5 levels that you get after the existing levels. Granted, I know World of Airports doesn't currently have loot boxes, so that's another thing they would have to create or code, but I think that's not a bad idea. Alright, peace out, hockey fan. Cats, you got a Concorde D egg, nice. Oh, speaking of call signs, we will be hosting an SCL call sign competition. So definitely, if you have SCL unlocked, you definitely want to buy some planes. We're gonna have 5 different categories. So it's gonna be like an aviation category. We might have like a like a funny category, but I know we're gonna have at least one aviation category. But we're gonna have 5 different categories with 5 winners, and the 5 winners are gonna earn Fat Airlines VIP, which I mean, it should be for at least like a year, but it's probably going to be permanent. So if you win that the call sign competition, you get access to VIP on Discord, and then also I believe that we are also going to be able to give away gold planes for the call sign competition winners. So that's another exciting thing. But this call sign competition is only for SCL. I know not everybody has SCL, so if you don't, just stay tuned for our next call sign competition. But yeah, we're going to be hosting that. The call sign competition is probably going to end around the same time the next airport comes out, or maybe like a week after, or a week, you know, like pretty it's going to be coordinated around the same time as the new airport. So whenever that happens, so you got plenty of time, right? I'm guessing like 2 months, hopefully. But yeah, buy your planes. And of course, the way these call sign competitions work is if you have like an A388 with a cool call sign, or a Concorde with a cool call sign, that's going to count for a lot more than like a SF34 or a DHC6, you know? Cats has CC duh and PPWTH. That's funny. Thank you for the blessings. Rick Rashid said, I wish the planes that landing at GRU would cross the runway automatically. Yeah, I mean, you could always turn on the ground manager, but even then, it doesn't see. I don't understand the logic that happens at GRU for the runway crossings, right? Like, it looks like it feels like sometimes it lets the planes cross the runway, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does let the planes cross, and sometimes it doesn't, and I don't understand the logic behind it. But yeah. What airport is good to open using gold planes? I have gold plane 16. So in general, I don't usually even recommend unlocking airports for gold planes, because airports are one of the things that you can get for free in the game, and there are plenty of other things in the game that you can't unlock for free using gold planes, right? You can't get a premium pass for free. You have to always spend gold planes to unlock a premium pass. You can't get plane models. Like if you want to unlock a plane model to use in your fleet permanently, you can't get that for free. You have to use gold planes. For most liveries, you have to buy the liveries with gold planes. So airports are something that you can level up an airport, a previous airport, to get the next airport for free. So like here at Prague, I have to get Prague to level 51 to unlock Washington. So that's always my first recommendation, is to use your gold planes on like a premium pass or something else, because a premium pass will help you level up most of the airports a lot faster, because the premium pass will give you, well, one, it'll give you more planes, right? So these planes, it's a lot easier for you to find somebody who's going to accept your contract, your plane, versus trying to get planes coming into you. You're going to get some contract slots, some contract capacity, right? That's going to help you handle more planes. And then you're going to get handling crew with the premium pass. The handling crew is going to help you handle more planes at once, which means that you can be a lot more efficient. You can handle more planes and a lot faster. So yeah, I don't usually recommend unlocking airports with gold planes. If you still want to unlock an airport with gold planes, you know, I don't know what airports you have unlocked, but you know, let's say you only have Innsbruck, right? You want to do something that's like later on in the list. You know, if you look at the main page and you go from top to bottom, that's the same order that you're unlocking the airports in, right? So you got Innsbruck, Bari, Prague, Washington, and you keep going. So I would, you know, look for an airport that's somewhere in the middle. St. Martin is an interesting choice because it's like only 4 gold planes, so it's not very expensive, but it's not an easy airport to level up, right? So, but you are then being able to work on Innsbruck, which will then get you from Bari to Prague to Washington to Nagoya, so on, all the way up through Leipzig, which then you unlock St. Martin after Leipzig. But that's a lot of airports to play through, right? And then St. Martin will help you work through the newer, some of the newer airports, which is like LHR, Sydney, BKK, MSY, GRU, and then SCL, right? So that's always a good idea, something that I would consider, so that way you're not spending a lot of gold planes and you still get to play, you know, multiple airports. Another idea is to play, you know, an airport, a bit larger airport, so that way you can get more silver planes, because I'm not sure how hard it is for you to get silver planes, but if you're playing like a larger airport like LHR, LHR is a good option. If you're playing an airport like LHR, you can handle more planes, which will get you more silver planes, which will then get you the 10 gold planes every week a lot easier. And that's one thing too, is, you know, make sure you're always spending your gold planes. Make sure you're always spending your silver planes on the 10 gold planes. You see here, even though I have enough to buy the 1 gold plane, I'm not doing it. I always save up for the 10 gold planes up until when I'm like at 50,000 silver planes and I can confidently get, you know, 10,000 silver planes every week. That's when I'll start buying the 1 gold plane. But if you're poor in silver planes, don't be tempted by this quick option. Save up, because you're actually paying less, even though you're paying you're paying 10,000 silver planes and not 1,500. You're actually paying less. All right, let's accept some of these contracts. We're running out of capacity. Oh, we are out of capacity. So let's go ahead and buy some capacity. And we got Sammy with an L plane contract. We got Dolphin with a small plane contract. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I don't need a seaplane to land in my D slots. I'm checking something with the roulette. Like, everything looks good. Let me try it. Let me see here. Rick says your planes never cross automatically. You got to do it manually every time. See, I feel like that happens when we have planes waiting to depart, and we're talking about GRU here. So at GRU, you have 2 runways, and 1 runway is for departures, which is the one that's closest to like all the airport, all the terminals and gates, and then the other runway is for arrivals, which has to cross the departure runway in order for planes to get to their stand. So I notice, like, I have to tell planes that to cross the runway only when I have a long queue, or when I have more than like 3 planes waiting to depart. But I don't know why, because sometimes they do cross on their own too. It's something I haven't really like spent time to like look and study. And I haven't like figured out like a correlation or what's causing it. We need our gambling. You want to try again? Might not work. but I did change some settings. My phone is ringing. Oh, it doesn't work. Dang. Well, you guys can do drops. What's up, Ite? And it says, which one is better to do? Buying premium pass on airport that's already maxed, or buying premium airport that's not maxed yet? So, I mean, it's really up to you, right? The good thing about doing a premium pass on an airport that's maxed out is that you instantly get all of the rewards. So you get all the rewards from level 0 all the way up to the max level, right? So you instantly have all of those rewards unlocked, which is like a ton of planes that you're going to have available for yourself. So that's going to be pretty fantastic. That's going to be like really sweet, I think, for many people. I know I would enjoy that. But there's also a huge benefit of having a premium pass on an airport that you're leveling up, because then you can accept more contracts, you can get more handling crew, because if you get more contracts, that means you're going to get more XP, right? Because you know you can have like right here I have 119 contracts, right? So yeah, it's going to take me some time to handle all 119 contracts when they come in, but once I'm done with the 119, then I have to wait the 45 minutes, or it's 45 minutes for like a Concorde, or I gotta wait the 4 hours for like those planes to travel from Prague to Washington and then back, right? So I have to wait 4 hours. The more planes that you have under contract, the more you can play in that single airport. And then also you get handling crew, and handling crew really is what makes you be more efficient at the airport. So you know, that allows you to handle, like in this case here, you know, only in the beginning when because I have the way I have my tower manager set up, but in the beginning is only when I ran into handling crew issues, because I was handling F planes, I was handling E planes and some D planes, right? So, but even with me handling all of those planes, I'm still able to handle all of the large, like all of my large stands here can be occupied with large stands, and I have all of them being handled at once, plus maybe like a small plane as well. So that's the cool thing about the premium pass, is that you have the capability of also handling more planes per hour. So not only are you going to be able to handle, like get more contracts, you're also able to handle more planes. So if you really like, if it depends on the airport, I would say then, because like both have a good benefit. You know, if it's an airport you like, if the airport that's maxed out is an airport you play like daily, then yeah, the premium pass makes a lot of sense. If it's an airport that you don't play daily but you just want the rewards, it could make sense, right? Because all these airports will give you, especially at those later levels. Like look over here, you get an A321 here that you could use at any airport. So like if you pay 30 gold planes for this pass, now you have an A321 that you could use at another airport, at that airport that you're leveling up, for example, right? What else do we get here? So like Prague, you don't get like larger. Here, an A332. You get an A332 you could use at any airport. So like if you're max level at Prague and you unlock the premium pass, you can then use this plane at that other airport that you're leveling up, right? An A30 BF you could use at any airport. So that's another benefit. And then not only that, you get the silver planes. I forgot to mention the silver plane rewards, but like that's going to get you like easy 10,000 plus silver planes. So that way you can get like an instant 10 gold planes if you're struggling to get the 10,000 silver planes. Good question. Tips for Sydney. Sydney is like a single player airport. I mean, now I I haven't played Sydney a lot since the release of SCL. So I think I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, my dude. But somebody said in chat earlier that SCL to Sydney is actually a good contract contract partners. So I haven't tried that out. I haven't because I don't know too many people who play Sydney a lot. I think now there are a couple people I know who are playing Sydney, but what is it called? Hold on, my stomach just got some I just got hurt on my stomach. Wow, let me drink some water. Yeah, so Sydney is going to be a little bit harder to find player contracts because there's not a lot of large stands, and there's a lot of medium stands. So you're going to want to do some medium contracts, and I had the most luck doing medium contracts with the premium pass planes. I would just send to random map contract, or not random. I would send them to map contract destinations, and then for my larger planes, then I would send those to players. Ooh, my stomach's hurting. That's crazy. What's up, Mike? Nice to see you. What's the most player contracts you have at any one airport? I'm over 1,000 at my LHR on my main account. I have 1,100 contract capacity at LHR, but I'm over 1,000 on the actual number of active contracts. At Washington, I think I'm at 800 capacity and only 600 contracts. BKK, I'm not really that high. Those are my two highest airports. But it also makes sense because those two airports also have the most, stands. So you also start off with a lot more contracts. A New Zealand airport would be cool, or even a Western Australia, right? What's Western Australia? Melbourne? I don't know. I'm not a Australian expert either. Yeah, and Sydney's also going to get an update. I don't know when that update's going to come, but they did mention they're going to update Sydney. So it's going to get a graphical update. So that'll be pretty cool, I think. Hey, look, it's Ryanair. Adams don't want to wait 20 levels. Dude, you gotta wait 20 levels. If you're at LHR, you can do 20 levels at LHR. It's not too bad, but yeah, I mean it's up to you. But 20 levels at LHR is not terrible. Hardest part is building up all these contracts. That way, you're getting up to 10. But once a few of your contracts start hitting that 10 out of 10, then the other ones start slowly also rolling, and it just starts to snowball from there. It's getting that first 10 out of 10 is just so slow, but then afterwards it just keeps coming because everybody has their different cadence, the different frequency for how often they play. Perth is in Western Australia. Nice. Yeah, what's Ryan doing here? Nah, I know what they're doing here. So every time, let's see, any contracts? Yo, what's up, Mert? I didn't even see you here. Arrow Wings Group. That's a cool. I like how each of your liveries are unique. That's pretty cool. But in order for me to accept your contracts, you do have to go into Twitch and you have to go into Fat Coins and redeem for these 7th B38Ms. That's a seaplane, a medium plane you have to redeem. For a 764 and a C-17, that's a large plane you have to redeem. For the DHC-6 and the SF-34, that's a small plane. But yeah, I was coming in here because I always accept the local contract and I always accept the random player arrival. So no matter what the plane is, I'm always accepting it, and then I handle it once, and then I either continue the contract or I cancel the contract. In this airport, for example, I'm going to cancel the contract because I already have more than enough contracts to help me level up. And a lot of these contracts are starting to get towards like that last home stretch, right? We're at 5 out of 10. This one's at 7 out of 10. What do we have here? 4 out of 10. So yeah, a lot of these planes are starting to like get to the point where they're about to be rewarding. So that is pretty cool. Oh, here's a plane from Innsbruck. Innsbruck, how far is that? 24-minute round trip. Not bad. That's a good one. Thank you for understanding Aero Wings Group. I like your livery. That's pretty cool. I like how you do that. They should do a graphic update for LHR as well. Interesting. Keep Ryanair? Nah. Nah. That contract's getting canceled real quick. Oh, and let's see. Let's find this Easter egg. Where is it? Is it over here? No. Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Oh, it's too small. Let's see. Flyboys. Oh, this is even better. Here we go. When do you plan to do an in or bari stream? That's gonna have to be a midweek stream, and midweek streams are probably gonna resume maybe this week. So far, like I was worried about doing a midweek stream, and I'm gonna have to talk to the wife because, you know, if I'm doing a stream, then she has to, you know, wake up and handle the baby if I'm not, you know, if I'm streaming, if I'm not available. So I just gotta make sure we're both aligned on that. But the midweek streams would definitely have to happen in the evening time for me. And so far though, it looks like once we put the kids to sleep, which usually is like 8 p.m. my time, sometimes 9 p.m. It's between 8 and 9 p.m. my time. They're usually not waking back up until like midnight or like 1 a.m. if at all. You know, sometimes they're waking up at like 4 a.m. But then sometimes they're waking up a little early. But so I just need to check with her. But those airports are like perfect for those like midweek streams, I think. But yeah, I know. Oh, Voitando's not here, but I know he's been begging me to do Innsbruck, which we got to do. You know, and I always say this, but like you can't level up your airport, and you can't get more silver planes, and you can't, you know, progress if you don't play, right? So it's like all these planes that I have at my Innsbruck and at my Bari, and I stopped playing, and even San Diego too now. Like those three airports, I kind of stopped playing a lot on this account because we already reached the level required to unlock the next airport. But there are still more levels to reach after you unlock the airport, right? So there are probably still more silver planes I can unlock by continuing to play. There are still more planes I can get, you know, for my fleet for free from leveling up. And I think even some of these airports give you another gold plane for continuing to play. So not only that, it'll help me get the silver planes because all those contracts have been progressing, but most of them are probably canceled by now. But we'll see, because they'll land, I'll handle it, and then we'll see if they're canceled or not. But I should definitely need to do that during the week. Raptor said, I think you should turn on the departure manager so they have a big fleet, a big queue to depart. Yeah. They just turned off. You know, I think I might have to end the stream soon. I know my dad is here. And yeah, this queue just, wow. Look at that queue. So like, right, let's line up this plane. And I think all of these planes, though, are taxiing to the runway. At least I hope so. Good. That's, oh no. This one's taxing to a stand. So this is the worst part, right? Is that now this plane is being held hostage by these planes that need to get to the are taxing to the runway. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to manually put this plane to push, or sorry, to line up on the runway, and hopefully this will open up a spot for this A333 to go through, because it looks like the CRJ-X over here is holding, and I like situations like this is where I wish we had more direct control over like the taxi path system. Whoa, look at that big mouse, that's cool. So let's see if this gives it space to go. Or is this 773 gonna go? No, okay, cool. Good. Now that is good to go. Because the thing is, especially at like at all airports, but especially at airports like Prague and like Leipzig, where you have very long taxi times, especially like for this cargo plane. Now, what are you holding for? Especially like for the cargo plane, it has to go from all the way over here all the way down to their stand right here. So plane like that, if I leave the game before it gets to the stand, it's gonna have to do the taxiing all over again, which is not ideal. Not ideal. I much rather wait and like queue up these planes so that way it has the space to take off, or space to get to the stand. And then if I have to exit the game, I wait till these planes get to their stands, especially the ones that have a long way to go. Like this one is going to what, stand 70, so that's over here somewhere. So that doesn't have a long queue. We're looking pretty okay here. Mert says if you play LHR, there are 6 or 7 X planes that are almost complete. Nice. I could probably do that during the midweek too. I need to. I'll talk to my wife tonight about midweek streams. And actually, you know, midweek streams, I could always like watch the baby monitor and just like walk away. It's not like those streams are announced. It's not like Saturday streams where you guys know I'm gonna be here every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You know, I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube. Do you guys want to see me on Kick? I don't know. I'm asking you guys who are already on YouTube and Twitch if you want to see me on Kick. I've seen a couple of the streamers that I watch. They've been adding Kick to their multi-streaming, so it's got me thinking if I should be doing the same thing. I don't know why they're doing it, but I know they're doing it, so it's something I'm thinking about too now. That means 1000 XP. That's like a full level. Dang. And I need 2 levels at my LHR to get to Sydney. I need 2 levels. Maybe we should go there, handle those. And actually, that's probably like another, like if it's 6 X planes, that's like 1,000 silver planes per plane, which will also get me enough silver planes to what's the word, to get the 10 gold planes. So, and you can only get the 10 gold planes once a week. So I think, yeah, we're gonna be here at what airport is this? LHR. All right, we got a Concorde. We can land that, I think. Let's look for these planes that are almost done. We're gonna start at the bottom of the list. Any plane that are at 9 out of 10 will land. And then maybe even the 8 out of 10s. 9 out of 10. This one can wait. The reason why I'm having this one wait, if you see here, right, this plane's at 9 out of 10, but this is my plane. So it's not like I'm going to get the reward for handling this plane immediately. So what I'm trying to do right now is just to handle a few planes That way I can get the rewards immediately right now. We're gonna do like, I'll do like 20 minutes here, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that way 1 o'clock I'll be done. That sounds good. Sounds good. Here's another one that's my plane. So it's like, all right, we're gonna save that for later for landing. So that way I can still maybe have it take off. That way next time I play LHR, it can we can get the rewards from that plane. Here's another one, a 9 out of 10. Nice. 9 out of 10, that's nice as well. Out of 10. But where are these X planes? 8 out of 10, cool. That's very close. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, let's go. Here's a 9 out of 10. Love to see it. 9 out of 10, let's go. 10 out of 10, this is what I'm talking about. But when it's your own plane, that's the only time you're going to see 10 out of 10 on your own plane. You're never going to see that on another player's plane. You're only, for another player, a 9 out of 10 means you're almost done. For your own plane, a 10 out of 10 means you're almost done. Wow, lots of planes. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. All right, now we'll get the other planes scheduled to land too, since we're gonna do like 20 minutes here. That should be no problem. We'll do the Concords. I think I want to do the A306. Oh no, it wasn't. I thought it was an A306F, but it's not. Just an A306. Right. Here's an A306. We're gonna land that. And we got. Oh, I skipped over this one. That's sad. I forgot about it. I skipped over it because it was a seaplane, so it's like not a lot of XP on that. But every little bit counts, right? Here we go. Schedule these to land. That to land. Eight out of 10. Let's go. Yeah, so at LHR, we're at level 79. And we're only 2 levels away from unlocking Sydney. So that's pretty exciting for me. Even though I have Sydney unlocked on my Fat Airlines account, and I still haven't even played it yet. I think I might. Well, I haven't really played my Fat Airlines account a lot lately, but I was holding off from playing it because I wanted to I didn't want to start like 2 new airports at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like Sydney on this account and Sydney on that account. I probably should have just done it right away. Because it's taken me a lot long, not a lot long, yeah, it's taken me a bit longer than I thought it would for me to unlock this airport, but it's still a good time. Still a good time. Let's make sure we're handling. Yep, we're good here. No planes need to. Oh, here we go. Handling time. Handling time. Got planes need to push back. Let's go. This is good. Thank you, Mert, for the recommendation. Appreciate it, man. There's a where's the 7 out of 10? There it is. And these other planes that you're seeing me like handle, like this 752, were planes that were landed in the last stream. Raptor says, what happens when I finish a contract with Fat? Do I have to redeem a Fat coins every once to renew it? So last time, before like update 3.0, there was a cool little tip that somebody shared, many people shared with me, that you could heart the plane after the contract is done, and after the plane pushes back, you could heart the plane, and then when it shows up in your contract list, it would also show up hearted. But the problem now is that there's no way to see if the plane is hearted right on this contract page, right? So I can see these planes here, and I have no clue if these are renewals or not. I think I remember many of these players. I guess it's everybody's lucky day. So yeah, there's no way to tell if it's a hearted plane or not, from that contract selection page. Now, once I accept the contract, if I hearted it before, it would still be hearted now, but that would also require me to accept the contract, and then if it's not, then I have to cancel it, which is just annoying. So yeah, it's not exactly easy anymore to tell if it's a renewed contract or not. But I know like Mert, I know a lot of you guys are very, very honest, which I appreciate, because integrity is really important, right? So like if it is a renewal, just let me know, and if I find out you're lying, you're just gonna be blacklisted. You don't want to be blacklisted. Can you land my A343? Hasn't landed the past 2 weeks at your LHR. Well, I have 197 planes to land, so I could probably heart it right now. And what happens is, and it's at 0. That's sad. What happens is, I have my tower manager. I think it's preferring favorited airplanes. So that's why I hearted it, so we get your plane to land, especially if it's at 0 out of 10. That's kind of sad. Sorry about that. But I also have the arrival sequence turned off. So that means planes are landing in the order they were assigned, right? So if there are 100 other planes, like there's 197 planes waiting to land. So if there's 100 planes ahead of yours, the approach manager is going to go in that list from 1 through 100 in the same order that I assigned them in. So there's a lot of planes. I know 197 planes would probably take me about 3 hours to do, maybe 4 hours to do, and that's like a full stream, pretty much, before baby stream. Yo, Max, you're gonna have 2,000 gold planes. Should you buy the Concorde? Yeah, man. I mean, it depends. I mean, the Concorde's really like a nice little flex, but it also depends on like how often you play the game, because the Concorde is an expensive plane to buy, and it's an expensive plane to maintain. So like, it's one of those planes you want to make sure you have plenty of wallers at your airport. So you need to have other planes in your fleet in order to like be able to properly handle and keep the Concorde going on your fleet. So if you play the game a lot and you have a lot of other planes already in your fleet and you have a lot of wallers in your airport, yeah, definitely get the Concorde. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed that you're at 2,000 and didn't like instantly unlock it, If there are planes ready to land and you come off the airport, the order changes, and that's why it hasn't landed. Is that right? I'm not doubting you. But it started that does make a little bit of sense. So maybe in the beginning of an airport, I should probably like do it based on arrival sizes. But yeah, I think that does make sense. The cargo planes won't land at LHR. That's why I have a lot of the cargo planes hearted on my LHR, because like a lot of times these stands are empty, but like I have like 4 times the amount of cargo planes waiting to land than I have cargo stands. So yeah, I heart a lot of the cargo planes. Like we can see here, we just go through this list, and here's a cargo plane, but that one's at 8 out of 10, so that one would be hearted. Here's a 5 out of 10, but that's my own plane, so that might be hearted for that reason. 8 out of 10, actually 7 out of 10. I guess I need to heart more cargo planes. My dad is here. When you restart the airport without arrival sequence, the tower manager assigns and lands the newer planes first. Isn't that backwards? Like, it should be the older planes first. But I'm not I wonder why that happens, if there's a way to kind of undo it. Yeah, we have a lot of planes, for sure. Ooh, I want to get to 10,000 silver planes so bad. Raptor says, use your favorite cargo planes at Prague since the stands are empty a lot there too. I've noticed. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. There's signs from top to bottom and new planes are on top, and that's the order they land. Yeah, that makes sense. That's still sad, but makes sense. I wish it wasn't that way. It should, well, in my opinion, I think it should have the older planes landing first, right? That makes sense to have the older planes, the planes that have been waiting the longest, to automatically land first. How would you, I mean, I guess if you think about it, you could have the argument that the planes that are newer are more active planes, right? Like those players are more active. So I guess that could be the argument for having those planes, but I'm not sure. Max has 65,000 silver planes. The problem is you can't spend it because you have to wait another 6 days to purchase gold planes. Well, with that many silver planes, I'm pretty sure you can feel confident also buying the one gold plane every day. It's like once you're past like the 50,000 silver plane point is when you're gonna start that snowball and have a lot more silver planes than you can spend. So you could spend the 10,000, but then because you're at 50 or 65, go ahead and buy the one gold plane for 1,500, which will, now you're going to be able to get 17 gold planes per week instead of just 10. And then once that number if let's say your silver planes does start going lower and lower, and then you start getting concerned about it, you can always just stop buying the daily. But I think it's a good idea to maybe, if you're not doing it already, start getting that daily. Peace out, AutoFan. Thanks for your contracts, bro. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate the compliments. Yo, what's up, Christopher? I'm getting a haircut on Tuesday. My hair is it's not long, but my beard is long, and I need this to be short before the baby starts grabbing it. I know my son, he used to grab my beard, and it used to hurt. So I remember telling the barber, like, hey, I need my beard to be real short. I need it so like my baby can't grab it. Luckily, new baby girl isn't grabbing my beard yet, but she will. I'm pretty sure. It's like right there. It's right there. Connection has been established. Let's go. You want me to keep Ryanair? I see you, Adam Cack. I just saw it, even though you put that in 25 minutes ago. I'm a little slow. That's funny, bro. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. All right, well, let's look at the 2D map here. Guys, if you didn't know, you can now rotate the 2D map, which is pretty cool. I'm always, like, whenever I talk about the top runway and the bottom runway, though, I'm always, like, talking about the default view. But here we got 8 minutes on this. That one's complete. 1 minute over there. That one's 10 minutes. All right, we got 10 minutes to go, maybe. The goal here is to get to 10,000 silver planes, and am I gonna get it? I could, right? So here is 700 gold planes. That gets me to 9,000. And what does this get me to? 878. 662. Yeah, we're gonna get to 10,000 gold planes, or 10,000 silver planes today. So that is really good. We're gonna get some good progress here. We're gonna have to play some LHR during the week, maybe some Innsbruck and LHR. I think that could be cool. Here's another 500 silver planes, and what, 71 XP. The 2D map rotation is annoying at times. I guess. I'm so, like, I just wish we could zoom out more. That's my biggest complaint. Like, I feel like there's, like, I want to be able to see the entire airport in 2D view. I feel like I shouldn't need to scroll in order to, like, see the entire thing, unless I'm choosing to zoom in, you know. But just my opinion. Yo, what's up, Soy Fran? Nice to see you. I'm doing good. We're about to end soon. You know, I have a family over now, so we just want to finish a couple of these planes, and then we're gonna end the stream here. Everything's good, you know. We have a newborn, you know, 2 weeks old, maybe 3. I forget. The day's just been flying by. But we have a newborn, so things are hectic, crazy, fun, amazing. Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, I guess it would be cool. Like Alfie said, it should lock in the normal direction and the north. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. You know how, like, in most games you have like a compass and you can push the compass and it'll lock you back up to like north, so that way north is on the top. Or not even games, even like your regular map will like have an option to just lock it back into like its default view. I think that would be pretty cool to have a way to just lock it into like the regular default view. So, like, yeah, we can heart this, but next time it comes in, we're not gonna be able to see if it's hearted. Adam Keck said, for me it's still Tuesday. I forgot today is Saturday. Yeah, I would definitely forget. Like earlier this week, I didn't realize like what day was Wednesday, but we have a different babysitter on Wednesday, so that helps me keep my days of the week in order. Raptor EXRR said, if anyone wants to send me planes, they play all airports. I don't play daily, just when I can. Send them to Raptor EXRR. We're just waiting for 2 more planes to finish here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But I'm gonna start my conclusion now. But yeah, guys, if you haven't signed up for fatairlines.com email newsletter, sign up now. I still have to wrap up my previous email contract, but we are going to be sending an A21NX from my Washington, which can go to It can go to LHR, it can go to Innsbruck, it can go to LEJ, it can go to MSY, it can go to San Diego, it can go to St. Martin. So there's 6 different airports it can go to. And it's probably it is the most expensive plane that I'm offering. And that means it's also going to get you like the most silver planes as well. So definitely a plane you don't want to miss. You want to sign up today, and we'll get a contract. All you gotta do when we get that email over to you, you'll see it listed with usually it's a special livery. I try to make it so that way I know, okay, this person was part of this email contract. But anyways, we're gonna send that out. All you gotta do is reply back with what airport you want it to, and your username, and I send that contract over to you as soon as possible. Join the Fat Airlines Discord. Make sure you post in player news, because in player news we have a lot of things, a lot of cool updates happening about other players in there. So like we have player name changes, we have player vacations in there, and of course we also have on the Discord our contract board. So if you're looking for contracts, you can make a post on there that you're looking at contracts. If you're looking to send a contract, you can make a post as well. And as always, everybody's welcome to send me a contract to my main account, the Fat Rican, THEPHATRICAN. And my main airports right now are LHR, IAD, BKK, and SCL. So if you want a player that plays every single day, you can send it to me there. But I don't care how often you play, all right? If you play once a week, once a month, it really doesn't make a difference to me. I accept all contracts on my main account, so feel free to send, and I will handle them. What else? I think that's it for now. I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I mentioned this last week, but with the newborn, my schedule, I might have to cancel some streams. I might have to, adjust. Like my streams are like right now, I usually stream for like an hour longer, but we got family coming. We have family here now. We have family coming, wanting to, visit the babies, the kids, and I'm part of the family, so I need to be there for that as well. But I thank you guys for understanding. I thank you guys for joining, and I thank you guys for all the support too. Just being here and watching and giving me your compliments and your comments really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll say bye to you guys. All right. So peace out, Adam Cack. Peace out, hockey fan. Hockey fan said didn't expect stream to still be going. Yeah, I got alerted that we have a lot of planes at my LHR that were like ready or at like final handling, and because LHR is so close to unlocking Sydney, only 2 more levels, plus I'm so close to doing the 10 gold planes, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to LHR. But now I'm like pushing on time because now I have family here, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm still streaming. But yeah, that's why we're ending it really soon here. We got peace out, Adam Cack. Raptor, your plane pushed back, so it's gonna I might not take off on stream, but there will be a little bit delay, but it will be heading back to you, so that's good news. Peace out, Hungarian. Alfie, see you later. Thanks for the lurk. Peace out, TJ. Peace out, 10 of 10. Peace out, Mert. Sarah, see you later. Rick Rashid, thanks for being here, man. Peace out, Snowyak. MK Specialist, you have a great day too. Thank you. Sir Buffles, peace out. And Seabird Club Airline, peace out. Let's see if we're gonna get. Oh, we just need one more completion. We got like 3 planes here that are ready for completion, so we're gonna definitely get it. But yeah, I hope you guys. Thank you again for all the support. Thank you for being here. Join FatAirlines.com. We're gonna be also updating FatAirlines.com with like more guides. I've actually been actively working on a few guides, by the way. Like I have a guide written for how to get gold planes. I have a guide written for how to get silver planes. I have outlines written for how to level up an airport, and then I'm gonna have sub guides on how to level up specific airports, right? Because there's like generic instructions that apply to all airports, but then you have like specific airport instructions, like how to level up Sydney. Like all your guys, like a lot of people are asking that today. So I'm going to take, a lot of things of what I said today, apply that to my guide for the future, because we're going to have text-based guides on the website as well. So yeah, I thank you very much, everybody. Sorry if I didn't get to handle your planes today, but we'll look to see if we can do a midweek stream. Maybe I have to do it during the day, because right now I'm not working either because of the newborn, but I am still working on my business, so it's all about balance, and that can be a little hard. I am just really waiting for this plane to finish. We got 2 planes already finished here, so here's one that's going to get us to 10,000. We can push that back. We'll go ahead and redeem the 10 gold planes, which is fantastic. I love free. That's why I don't recommend, unlocking airports, because like, why pay for something that you can get for free? Except for gold planes. It's always nice to buy some gold planes. It helps the developers. It helps everybody involved. Make a Discord stream, just let it play in the background. That's true, right? Someone wants to send their planes to 10 of 10's IAD because they're grinding to max it. Send it to them. 10 of 10. Nice. All right, well, guys, I think that is it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We will definitely claim the rewards on this plane. This plane has 712 silver planes, 135 XP, which will not get us to the next level, but pretty close. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, have a fantastic weekend, and make sure you join Discord to get an alert next time I go live. All right, guys, thanks for being here, and have a good one. Peace.